Welcome back to Amara in the Dark, a show where we will be exploring the most haunting and chilling cases of true crime across the continent. Today's story, the story about a man so cunning, so manipulative, so ruthless that he was termed the name the ABC Killer. This is the story of Moses Sithole, South Africa's most notorious serial killer. And I am your host, Amara Aldo. Moses Sithole was born on the 17th of November 1964. He was born in Boksburg, a township in Gauteng, South Africa. He wasn't really born into a family that had wealth due to the fact that his father died very, very early in life at the age of 5. His mom, who couldn't take care of his family, decided to abandon them at a police station where they were transferred to an orphanage home. Life in the orphanage was brutal, as Moses Sithole would describe this time as one that had severe abuse, physical and sexual abuse. You could see that as he grew older into his teenage years, he started to have a very hot and quick temper, whereby he was known to have a fascinating need for control and a deep-seated hatred for women. It is not well known when Moses Sithole's first victim was, but in 1987, he raped Patricia Komolo. But that wasn't why he was convicted. The one which he was arrested for was the rape of Burso Adora Squakamiska in 1989. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison, but he served only 4 and was released only because of good behavior. But while in prison, one would think that Moses Sithole would have learned his lessons, right? He didn't. While he was in prison, a darkness grew. His anger was, why would Buruso accuse him falsely of rape? But his thing was, in prison, he decided that he would never leave any of his victims alive. 1993, he was released, and then Moses Sithole started a reign of terror that shook South Africa to its core. Bodies started showing up around the areas of Atteridgeville, Boksburg, and Cleveland, which gave him the name the ABC Killer. He had a method, he had a pattern. He would act as a fake job recruiter, luring in desperate women who are looking for jobs. And instead of letting these women have their jobs, they are lured into extreme violence and eventually their death. Moses Sithole was a ruthless killer, as he had different methods of killing, but he had a particular pattern, which was rape and binding. He would usually kill his victims and tie them up with their own clothing. Sometimes he will hang them. This was becoming very alarming for the South African government, as bodies kept piling up every other day. Sometimes he would drop 10 bodies in one place. Sometimes he would drop 1 body, but people were dying every day, especially women. But then, the South African government was very shook, and therefore they tried to hire an ex-FBI agent who actually linked all the killings from Atteridgeville to Boksburg and Cleveland to one killer. Investigators believe that he had about 38 to 40 victims, even though it's believed that it's a lot more. He started to feel very proud. He would often call the family of the victims that he had killed and taunt them. He became so proud one day that he made a call to the police department.
Hello?
A reporter picked, and he introduced himself as Joseph. But obviously, he did say, "We all know this is Moses Sithole." He admitted to killing about 76 women, including a child. He talks about his killings, he talks about how he kills them, he talks about what he does, what he gets from it. He also tells this reporter that his motive behind killing was being falsely accused of rape. During the call, the police are tracking him, but being a smart man, he was able to outrun them yet again. Finally, he's apprehended. When he was apprehended, he pulls a hatchet against the policeman, injuring him. causing the police to shoot him in his stomach and his legs. He's then taken to the hospital where he's treated and handcuffed. In 1995, his trial begins. Moses Sithole is tried in court. During an investigation, he refuses to talk. One of the investigators says, you know what, since his killers are women, why not get an investigative journalist that is a woman? And guess what? It works. Moses Sithole sings like a bird. Even during his investigation and interrogation, he starts to masturbate while he's telling the story of how he kills his victims to this reporter. This just shows the kind of ruthless, disgusting mindsets that this man has. Moses Sithole is found guilty of all charges. He's found guilty of 38 counts of first-degree murder, 48 counts of rape, and 6 robberies. He's sentenced to 2,410 years in prison, with only parole after he has served 930 years. Moses Sithole couldn't have been given the death penalty because at that time in South Africa, the death penalty had been abolished. So, the judge even says during his court proceedings that if the death penalty was still available, she would have given it to him. Moses Sithole was a man that had a vendetta against women for a silly crime that he got punished for in the past. His actions left a huge scar on South Africa as a whole, communities, and even small families. This is the story of Moses Sithole, whereby a nation may truly never heal from the dark times that he created. I'm your host, Amara. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed today's story, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell us what story you would like us to tell you next. Have a good day.